Elementary school. There's a UFC fighter. His last name is Feely, and that's what he goes by, Touchy Feely. Yeah. Sometimes cops act like they're in elementary school too. I've seen that a lot. Yeah, true.
And then how many guys do you hear about that do something inappropriate, or they get mad and they use the curse word, right? How often does that happen?
You mean law enforcement officer or the people?
How many people get in the news, or you hear about a cop that got upset and yelled at somebody? Or,
you mean being discourteous? The word that actually gets cops in trouble when you put it on the complaint,
it's a little
right?
bit of trouble, right? But how many times do you hear about that?
I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Like how many times? What's a lot to you?
Every single day, a new video.
Every single day, new video from the whole nation.
The entire nation.
Right. So it's probably, what percentage of interactions do you think turn out with a negative turnout that you hear about?
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is where we break down your rights and show you exactly how to exercise them when dealing with public officials and law enforcement. Now pay attention, because what you're about to see starts with a calm conversation and quickly turns into something much bigger. An officer confidently claims that most cops are good, that negative encounters are rare, and that the media only highlights the worst moments. But within seconds, that confidence begins to crack. The discussion shifts from statistics to knowledge, real knowledge of the Constitution. And here's where it gets interesting. Because when someone swears an oath to protect and defend the Constitution, you would expect them to actually know what's inside it. Right? Stay with me, because this exchange exposes more than just opinions, it reveals a serious gap.
What do you think the percentage is? It's going to be extremely low. Extremely low. I probably contacted 50 people today, including...
You take anyone to jail today?
No.
No?
No.
Those are good statistics.
Not really. Maybe I missed a crime.
Well, I mean, yeah, for law enforcement, it's not good statistics, but at the same time, yeah. All right.
Why do you think I take somebody to jail for?
Can I ask you a question now?
Sure, go ahead.
All right.
I'm just saying, because you're saying all these things.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like they're very well thought through.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough, right? I ask every law enforcement officer this one question, and I'm finding a pattern here. There are 5 fundamental freedoms within the First Amendment. This is not an opinion. It's part of your job to know this. What are they?
This is a loaded question.
No. It's so simple, bro.
Which ones? Tell me which ones.
The 5 fundamental freedoms of the First Amendment. What are they?
What are they? I don't know. Tell me. You tell me.
Bro, that's part of your job. You swore an oath to that.
Bro. I told you it's a loaded question.
You see what I'm saying? It's not a loaded question.
Of course it is. What's up, sir? How are you? I just saw some. I know. I'm just trying to talk to the guy. He's trying to load me up. How you been?
It's a legitimate question because this is actually part of your job, bro. You're supposed to know this because you actually swore an oath to this. You swore an oath to this.
I know you don't like me just because I wear this uniform.
That's not true, bro. That's not true. That's not true.
Why would you ask me a loaded question that you think I could get wrong?
That is part of your job.
Why would you ask me the question?
That's part of your job.
Why would you ask me the question?
So, how I see you got 2 French fries, right? So,
that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah,
it's respectful.
No, that's not true. That's not true because a law enforcement officer is the one that taught me that.
Yeah.
Bro, don't get a negative thought about me, bro. Like, don't. I have not.
You made fun of my name.
Feely, touchy feely?
Yeah, you made fun of my name.
I wasn't making fun.
It was disrespectful and rude. Why would you do that? You think I'd be happy about that?
I think there's a fighter.
The conversation begins casually, almost jokingly, but the tone shifts when the topic of misconduct surfaces. The officer insists that negative interactions are extremely low, a tiny percentage compared to the thousands of daily encounters officers have nationwide. But the citizen pushes back. He points out that every single day, new videos surface online showing confrontations, raised voices, intimidation, and violations of rights. So which is it? Rare or constant? The officer relies on personal experience. I contacted 50 people today and arrested none. But that's not the real issue. The real issue isn't how many arrests were made. It's about understanding authority, accountability, and constitutional boundaries. And this is where the citizen pivots the conversation towards something deeper, something every officer should know without hesitation.
With the last name Feely, his nickname is Touchy Feely. I didn't mean it as disrespect, man. Yeah, you don't have to get all up in your feelings, bro. These are legitimate questions. Just like the First Amendment was a legitimate question.
You're not hurting my feelings.
And I know this at the top of my head. You're the one that's supposed to know this, right? You're the one that's supposed to know this because you swore an oath to get that job, did you not?
I did.
You did. And this is part of your job. You swore an oath to this. But why do you not know it?
What was the oath I swore?
You swore an oath to to protect and defend the Constitution. Did you not?
I swear to the 5 First Amendments? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, you did. You know what the Second Amendment is, right?
No, I don't. Tell me.
You know what it is.
I don't, man. Tell me.
This is kind of sad, bro, because you have your 2 chevrons, right? You have your 2 chevrons, and you don't even know what the First Amendment is. Think about that, though. This is actually part of your job, and you don't know it.
You're assuming that.
It's true. You said you didn't know it. You said.
Yeah, a little bit.
I see you.
Is it my body language that's doing it? Is that what it is?
Your responses.
Yeah.
Just to point that out. Freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly, and freedom to petition your government for redress of grievances. That means I can bellyache. Even if I'm being rude or whatever, I'm not under policy. You guys, when you guys are rude sometimes, and I gotta say, your body, you're not being rude, like you're not being, how would I say, intimidating, but you are being defensive. And I don't mean to come off as defensive. No, these are not loaded questions.
We started out meeting each other, you made fun of my name, and then you worked into adding me a loaded question, asking me a loaded question.
That was not a loaded question, man. It's a legitimate question, bro. And you're going to see this later on, and you're going to realize how important it is that question is, bro.
Important to who?
So, when you asked me,
Important to who?
it should be important to you, because this is part of your job, man. You swore an oath to do. No, you swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution.
Have you ever protected somebody's freedom to assemble?
Always, every day.
You do? How do you do it?
Well, I just remind people that they have these certain rights that, see, I believe that freedom should be the topic on every dinner table in America every single night, right? Right or wrong? Isn't this country, isn't the foundation of the...
Listen carefully. The citizen asks one simple question: what are the 5 fundamental freedoms of the First Amendment? This isn't a trick. It isn't political. It's basic constitutional knowledge. Freedom of speech. Freedom of the press. Freedom of religion. Freedom of assembly. Freedom to petition the government for redress of grievances. These aren't optional concepts, they are foundational. But instead of answering confidently, the officer hesitates. He calls it a loaded question. And that right there is the turning point. Because if knowing the First Amendment feels like a trap, that's a problem. When you swear an oath to uphold something, you are expected to understand it. Not vaguely. Not partially. Completely. And the tension rises as the citizen presses further, demanding clarity and accountability.
This country built on freedom?
Yeah.
Right? So,
you could say that.
right, and so I believe that freedom should be the topic on every single dinner table in America every single night. That means we the people should be talking to our families.
Why don't you just talk to your kids about their day?
Hey bro, football statistics and baseball statistics are a lot. What's your favorite football team?
I don't follow football.
What's your favorite baseball team, or hockey or NASCAR, whatever? Statistics. We seem to know more about bullshit like Marvel movies. We take our kids to the theaters, Disney, all kinds of shit. We're entertained. But what we're not doing as a people in this country, bro, is learning what our rights are.
You're saying that we all do that. It's not true.
Well, it's not true for me because I know a lot more about the Constitution than you do.
Well, you think you do.
I think I do. You're right. What is the Ninth Amendment? What is the Ninth Amendment? What is the Ninth Amendment? Right here, right now. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna teach you the Ninth Amendment. Yeah. No. Asking you these important questions that you swore no to, and you're supposed to know this. What is the Ninth Amendment? What's the Ninth Amendment? But you swore no to this, bro. You swore no to this.
Answer my question. What have you done specifically to defend this?
I'm doing it. You're looking at it. I'm practicing.
Recording me is defending the Constitution.
Is this not my right to do so?
I didn't say that.
Is this not my right to do so?
Nobody said that. I asked you a question.
Is it my right to do so? What's not forbidden is allowed.
You still didn't answer the question.
What's not forbidden? So let me tell you.
You have talking points. You're like a politician trying to get a job.
No, that's not true. Because you know what? You want to hear something crazy? Out of all the cops that I've asked about the First Amendment, only one knew it. You know how he learned it? From my channel. And I don't get paid by the government. As a matter of fact, you get a welfare check, bro. I'm not shaking at all.
You say I have a welfare check?
Yeah, you do, because you work for the system. You get the same.
Did I get a welfare check when I was in the military?
You get a welfare check now. You get a welfare check now.
When I was in the military?
But you're asking me if I get paid from the government, right?
Now things get uncomfortable. The citizen points out the officer's rank insignia and questions how someone with experience doesn't immediately know the core freedoms they are sworn to defend. The officer grows defensive, interpreting the questions as disrespect. But here's the reality, asking about constitutional knowledge is not an attack. It's a legitimate inquiry. The First Amendment protects even speech that feels uncomfortable, rude, or critical. That's the point. Freedom isn't just about polite agreement, it's about protecting expression, especially when it challenges authority. The officer insists he feels baited. The citizen insists it's basic job knowledge. And in that clash, you see something powerful, not rage, not violence, but ideological tension between authority and accountability.
I never asked you that. I asked you what you did to defend the nation.
Well, I'm doing it.
Constitution.
I'm doing it. Teaching people that.
Recording me with a cell phone is defending this Constitution.
What?
I just asked
Yeah,
you.
bro, how are you defending the Constitution when you don't even know it? Fair enough, right?
Well, you guys are coming at me, so I'm probably gonna stop talking to you now.
No, bro, let me just say this. I've been
you
doing
are-
this for a long time, bro, and there's a reason why I got 600,000 supporters, not subscribers, supporters, because, and I gotta tell you, most of the people that follow me are men between 35 to 55 and throughout the entire nation, bro. I got people that follow me in Canada, Australia, the UK.
Canada, 51st state,
Not yet.
Governor Trudeau, that guy.
I don't like to get into politics. Like, in reality, I'll just say this, bro. In reality, if everybody knew not to believe in masters, but to believe in themselves and empower themselves with the understanding of what the Constitution is, bro, it is an empowerment, bro.
That's the thing, though. Our channels are based completely on the opposite side of politics. It has nothing to do with that. It just has to do with the Constitution.
Yeah, man, it's simple. The Constitution. Would you not agree it's a good thing? Can I educate you on the 9th Amendment?
I really don't. I don't really want to talk to you guys anymore.
So the 9th Amendment. We have rights as a people that are not enumerated in the first 8 amendments, right? That means
That's the Constitution.
that means we have rights that are not even talked about yet, right? So, because like I said earlier, what's not forbidden is allowed. But yeah, man, you're
Don't ever go in the back seat, son.
and I didn't mean to come off as being rude in any way, man. You know, this is just a conversation, man. As a matter of fact, let me just say this. This gentleman right here, I think I was being...
The discussion expands beyond the First Amendment. The citizen argues that Americans know more about sports statistics, celebrities, and entertainment than they know about their own constitutional protections. And that's a bold claim. But think about it. How often do families discuss freedom at the dinner table? How often do people teach their children about civil liberties with the same passion they teach them about football scores? The Constitution isn't just a legal document, it's the foundation of the country. And the citizen emphasizes empowerment through knowledge. He claims his platform educates hundreds of thousands of supporters about their rights. Whether you agree with his delivery or not, the core message is clear: ignorance of rights benefits no one, not citizens, and not officers.
I was rude to him a long time ago, bro, but today we had a good conversation. Huh?
You know which video it is?
It was a long time ago, bro. It was a long time ago. I was mean to you. You don't remember? You didn't watch it? You didn't watch it? Or? Yeah? Was I an asshole, bro? Be honest. I was.
Call me a name, but whatever.
I was an asshole, bro.
We had a few more friends, and then we were always good after. You and the guy I have to talk to you after.
I don't talk to the KC camera boy guy. He's a fucking punk.
I don't know his name, but
Word.
I can't go in there anymore.
Yeah. You're
don't
good.
wanna, like,
You're good.
say
Yeah, you're
names
good. You're
or
good. You're good.
people or-
Word. Yeah, you're good.
One of the
You're
other
good.
guys, though, that we started running into him a lot, too. I'm always good.
But I can't let you go without asking you too, man.
You already asked me.
The First Amendment.
Yeah.
Today? I didn't ask you today, did I?
I was the first person to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You gonna know it next time I talk to you?
Yeah.
What's the 9th Amendment? We have rights that are not talked about or enumerated within the first 8. That means what's not forbidden is allowed. That means, like, for instance, parental rights fall under that, right? Dude, these are things that I believe that nobody in this country is really talking about. We're worried about politics. We're worried about all kinds of shit. That is the most important shit in the nation, bro. Once we all know it, it helps you guys and it helps us, bro. Seriously. You're dope.
Thank you.
Wait, hey, this is gonna be on the news. This is gonna be on the news, bro. It's gonna be on the news. We're working for the news. Hey, why do people want to lick boots so much, bro? They think because you're being recorded that it's a bad thing, right?
You get used to it. That's the thing.
You're already used to it. This guy's not, man. He's used to being recorded. You're not yet, man. You think of it as a negative thing, and it's not, bro. You're rude.
I'm not rude.
Nah, you actually, you didn't raise your voice or nothing. You all right, but you were just defensive, man. You're defensive.
Loaded questions and you were being
That's not a loaded question.
That's a loaded question. Come on, let's talk.
You're tripping.
That's not
You're
even a
tripping.
conversation.
You're tripping, bro.
So hello guys, welcome back, and again you can see this. I am doing trading. You know, this is a vertex. And you can see this. जो भूल गई हो मेरे खत लिख के ही कहो। Okay guys,